So that is the different ideology behind for the FSCM module. Okay, anyhow, for today's session, let us discuss what is FSCM is about and why we need to suggest to the client FSCM module to implement, and what all various various modules that are that has been there in FSCM module that we are going to learn. We are going to have a high level ideology for today's section. Okay, I'll try to cover first about FI classic FI module. In the sense, why we need to have to start with a FI classic module, because we are going to have majority of the integration part from FI financial classic financials module is one thing, and second thing is, in some ideology we can say FSCM, part of the FSCM is extension of finance module. There are already, SAP Financials is already well established and succeeded ERP. Even though due to the changes in the market trends, due to the changes in the business processes, there is again the gap has been created, the gap has been arrived. To fill the gap, SAP has designed for different modules and all. This is ongoing process. Anyhow, in FI there are totally 4 succeeded modules, that is called general ledgers, accounts receivables, account payables, and fixed assets. These are the succeeded modules that we have in our financials. Okay, let me represent the same in another way. So here you can see the same FI system which is having the modules, 4 major modules which I discussed. This since as you are being already an FI consultant, this is not required to explain you like what is about each step, but how this has been linked with financial supply chain management, first thing, and how the integration will happen, because it will help you in future sessions. It will help you to have more ideology on accounts receivable session, on accounts receivable related module session. Okay, let me represent the same in a different way. Every module in classic financials is succeeded module, but the major concentration of the business is majorly into accounts receivable. Why? Because through this accounts receivable itself is a separate department, or itself is a separate accounting body that is concentrated in the sales as well as incoming payments. The biggest challenge for the business with respect to accounts receivables is to minimize the gap in between our customer invoices, in the sense customer invoices as well as incoming payments. So for that, because you can ask me like why this is need to be done. Even very succeeded business organizations also, even very succeeded business entities also is nowadays facing a very big challenge to reduce this gap, because it increases the profit range of the company, the revenue of the company. That is the reason why even many succeeded business entities also concentrated on this. Okay, Raghu, we just started the overview again, so it's not much into that. Okay, you can cope up with that, and after completion of the session, I'll forward you the recording. Okay, what are the major challenges that a business can face? The first one is effective outstanding receivables. In the sense, for a receivable management system, there should be the structured system, the constructive system must be an effective. It keeps to maintain good customer relation. I'll come to this session one by one. It's not a problem, but the major objective is to have a very good relationship with the business partner. That is very important. Even he's one of the big customers to the business, and sometimes there may be a reason, with a small reason we may lose particular customer. We need to back him. What is the process, or is there any process to maintain only effective customers? These are all, this is one of the challenge. And another challenging is after the sales, to receive the, to have the proactive receivables in time before the due date or on or before the due date, that will not affect the revenue of the company. There should be a system called proactive receivables management system. And another biggest challenge is to tracking of the customer complaints. This is also one of the effective area where you will have customer, the loss in terms of the incoming payments. So these are all the, I am classifying it because I need to link all these challenges to the financial supply chain management. So these are the major challenges nowadays business has been facing, and I am going to segregate all these challenges into 3 major issues. Okay, is there any defined system that SAP could get designed for this each of the challenges? First of all, let me touch tracking of the customer complaints. So for all the customer complaints, that should be going to be tracked in a separate design, separate constructed system. Is there any system for that? Yes, SAP has been designed a new system for that. That is called as dispute management system. One thing. You can ask me one thing: is this module is only aimed for customer complaints, or is there anything else? Yes, there are so many functionality under this dispute management system that a business can utilize. I'll tell you one by one. And the next challenge, proactive receivables management system. What is, I explained you proactive receivables management system, but SAP has to suggest, is there any challenging system with respect to proactive receivables? Yes, it is there. There is a module called collection management system, which is aimed at proactive receivables management. Yes. And the next one is effective outstanding receivables. This is also being maintained through credit management system. You can ask me a question like, there is also a succeeded module called credit management system in SAP, already classic FI itself. So why you are again to need to design a new system? Because it is a very small part in classic FI system, first point. And the second thing is, due to the changes in the business operations nowadays, that the same module needed to be enhanced. That is the reason why the same piece that has been designed as a new module. So for all these modules is going to be a part of financial supply chain management system. Yes, very good. So you can say that financial management is having 3 modules, that is dispute management, collection management, and credit management. You can ask me a question, is there only a module thing is available, or is there any other modules that we can learn in future with respect to financial supply chain management system? Yes, it is there. To maintain an effective cash management and to have a very good liquidity forecasting for the purpose of successful business operations, and to have the further investments from the company. There is a system called liquidity management, cash management and liquidity forecasting. Okay, and the next one is in-house cash. What is this in-house cash? We have now been heard of it, but because you can have till the time as an FI consultant, might be you have an idea regarding house banks and automatic payment program. Automatic payment program, which considers as a clears all the open items related to the business partner, and which has linked to the house bank internally through the respective master data, and the payment request that has been sent to the banker. This is the process in these 3 banking as well as automatic payment program modules. Okay, let me come to a bit more ahead. So suppose I am the company having the headquarters in US, and I'm having the branches, more than 60 or 70 branches all over the world. Okay, let me say one more thing. In India itself, my business is one of the successful IT company like Infi, and it is having, in India itself, it is having more than 10 places, it is having its own entities. For all these, how the financial adjustments that could be done, first thing. And for all this, anyhow, I'll explain later session, not a problem. but I'm trying to give a business reason here itself, so that once I'm going to start a module, you can have better idea on it. And one of the subsidiary from the same company is in need of funds, for which they need to depend on external bank for the overdrafts, that again going to pay some charges, and again it charges is going out. It's again in some terms, it is an accounting terms, it's a loss to the company. Why can't they can adjust in the system itself? So there are various advantages. So for this, there is a design system called in-house cash, and a very successful module in financial supply chain management system, that is called as treasury management and risk analysis. This is completely related to modern finance and more into investment market and various products available in the market. In that term, how the system is going to be, this is all the major business entities are going to be deal with nowadays. For that is the treasury, that has been constructed as treasury management and risk analysis. Okay, so these are the 4 modules we are going to discuss in the next 10 weeks of the time. Okay, let me start each module wise to give you at least a basic ideology for today, and the next one is a high level information regarding each and every module. Let me start. The first one is dispute management system. As I told you, this is SAP has been designed this module with specific to customer complaints, with specific to tracking of the customer complaints. Very good. Is there any additional advantage that we can get it, or what is the back-end process for this dispute management system? It is related to logistics management. Logistics starts with the order and delivery, customer invoice, incoming payment. This is the logistic process, and it comes in between customer invoice and incoming payment. Okay. In future, we'll be discussing about this module regarding the purpose of the dispute management and the business process related to the disputes. In every module, not only this module, in each of the further modules also, first of all, it is very important to us to understand the business process first, and the necessity for the business to implement this specific module. Then only customization is only a 10% part. It is very simple part. Without understanding of the business process, definitely it is a blind thing to us. Okay, we are going to discuss business process related to dispute management in detail. And the next one is configuration of the system, in the sense how the disputes management system you are going to configure, and what is the organization structure with respect to dispute management system. So majority of the configuration, almost I can say 70% of the configuration standard settings in SAP system with respect to dispute management. You can use the standard settings or you can copy anyhow. I will explain the same thing in future, how you can utilize the standard setting as per the business requirement that suits to the business requirements. The next one is what are all various business transactions that is going to be maintained in the system with respect to dispute management. Okay, let me start. Let me give you a brief information about each one of these topics. The first one is purpose of dispute management. As I told you, this is with respect to tracking of the customer complaints. Sometimes, there is some brief information, like sometimes we may receive, we in the sense business client may receive the incoming payment in short, that is called as underpayment. This is a specific terminology with respect to incoming payments, and due to the underpayments, there is a situation to the accountant, there is a situation to the client company, whether this has, what is the reason for this underpayment, whether this is a justified underpayment or by mistake business partner that has been paid for the underpayment, or is there any technical issue. So for all these various scenarios that can be tracked, I'll explain one by one in future. And the next one is bad and doubtful debts. Bad and doubtful debts also, even in in the previous systems, we don't have any specific procedure to track bad and doubtful debt where that can be available in dispute management. And the next one is the tracking of customer open items. Yes, even each and every open item related to a specific business partner, or each and every open item related to the all business partners, you can track all this information and you can send to the dispute management system. From that you can have a follow. Yes. So because why? There could be, again there is a valid business reasons. Because for me, I assume that I am one of the succeeded food manufacturing company, food product manufacturing company, and for me there are valid, there are some big customers, big business partners in my region. So for them, I need to track all these info, because even one invoice will affect the revenue levels. So I need to track on that. So like this, there are various reasons in the system for which you can also track all the customer open items or all the open items related to a specific customer. And the next one is, there is some situation, if already a CRM system that has been implemented in your project, there should be an integration in between CRM and a dispute management system, where even the postings which are related to CRM system, that will get affected. Why? I'll explain you this example in future, how this is going to be done, and how our dispute case that has been cleared in such a situations. The next one is, you can ask me a question, this is an isolated module, or whether it is having any interaction with some other modules, etc. Yes, it is having the interaction with the classic FI as I told, and it is also having an integration. We can also maintain the integration with respect to some other modules in FSCM itself. What are that? I'll explain in my further slides. Okay, the next, this is about the purpose of dispute management system. The next one is business process of the dispute management. So the entire business process, I can explain in this, we can discuss in a single slide. So this will start from an incoming payment that is going to be received from the business partner and clearing your dispute case. How it is going to be done? Yes, in case once you are going to receive a short payment from the vendor, from the business partner, you need to clear this. There are again various clearing procedures, clearing methods in our system. I'll explain the same in future, like while we are working on the dispute system. So for that, you are going to clear these balances through the residual clearing by mentioning a valid reason. And if based on the reason, your dispute case will be tracked. And based on this dispute case, you are going to contact the business partner for a reason for the underpayments. If it is justified, this is again depends on the justification from the business partner, or is there any issue either from our side, we in the sense the client, or from the business partner side. Based on that, the same issue, dispute case, the same case will be evaluated and finally justified, whether then addition could be taken, whether we can go for the writing of the dispute case, or we can clear the dispute case based on the incoming payment. So this is, and I'll explain you in future each step, and for each of the step a dispute case can be created or can be cleared. So each step I'll take into the future in detail, but this is a high level information that I am going to provide to you. Yes, I'm coming to the next slide, having a window related to a dispute case. Here you can see various information that is available. Some of the information majority of the information that has been extracted from the classic FI system. And you can also, there are various components of this dispute case. and the major objective of the dispute management system is to generate the dispute case and to work with to deal with the dispute case. For that, you should know, you should have an idea, we should have an idea on various components of a dispute case. The first one is reason and status. In the sense, based on which reason you have created a dispute case, or a dispute case automatically created based on various reasons that you need to configure in the system, and the same information will get triggered automatically to the dispute case. And the status, in the sense whether the dispute case that has newly opened, not yet been tracked, or it is being tracked, which is saying that in progress status, or amount received, or cleared, or closed, what is that? So the status also we can maintain. Based on that, business will take a decision to take this dispute case forward. In another important information, I'll take in future in detail, the case ID. The case ID, in the sense, a dispute case number, which is as similar as an accounting document number. This is the case ID. So with this, all the unique feature will get added to the dispute case based on this case ID. And rest of the information and all I'll explain in future, like once it is come, but I'll try to cover the major aspects or the major components of the dispute case. What is the next one? Amount field. Again, the amount, you can say that amount has been underpaid, or amount received, could not be cleared in future, or even though certain amount has been disputed in the sense underpayment of amount has been received, and still you need to receive $6,000. Among them, $2,000 has been received, but still you need to receive $600 more. In the sense, there is a difference in between original dispute amount or a disputed amount now. So what is that? I'll come one by one, not a problem. And what is the amount that has been created at which situations, at which business scenarios, this value that has been updated, or business will take a decision to clear this manually, or business partner has been paid, or automatic write-off has been done with respect to this specific dispute case. This is all very important, where you are going to receive majority of the issues. The next one is customer contact information. You can ask me a question, how this customer contact information that has been derived, is there any additional critical customization you need to do, or whether it is going to be extracted from the existing classic FI AR system, AR master data? If it is extracting from the customer master data, how? Is there any additional information, or you can maintain this customer contact information in dispute case itself? I can say that in the both ways. If it is in the both ways, how to do that? We'll do in the future. In support point of view, or in terms of the business point of view, the another important thing is linked objects. Linked object, in the sense, your disputed object is going to be segregated, whether it is open or a cleared or specific to a customer. You can define all this information that has been tracked over here. Apart from that, there is also a log which has been updated in the system automatically. Notes in the sense, the manual information you can maintain with respect to each of the dispute case, or the log that will get created by the system automatically, even in a small change with respect to a specific dispute case will get updated automatically. Based on that, we can avoid majority of the manual interruptions in future with respect to the dispute case. That is the advantage. This is again major components of dispute case, not into a complete picture again. I'll try to make you comfortable to the first module. That is the reason why I'm taking one by one. This is called as dispute management system. Okay, you can ask me like, let me tell you, there are various, first of all, the complete dispute management system, in how many ways it is going to be maintained? 3 ways. Means 3 phases, I can say. First one is creation of the dispute cases through various scenarios, as I explained in future business process over here. mean to say that, there are so many ways you can create a dispute case in classic FI system itself, while at clearing, while at creating a document, or while at tracking of the open items. Everywhere there are various ways a dispute case will get created, or a dispute case will get created in dispute management system itself. Again, it could be an automatic or a manual thing, or your dispute case will be created in other modules of the financial supply chain management system. So these are all various ways a dispute case can be created. First thing. The next phase is tracking of a dispute case. In the sense, contacting the customer as I explained here, and work with this customer to have this amount. When your dispute case will get cleared, there are again some validation points with respect to amount field. Based on some amount field validations, your dispute case will get created. The interim process in between closing a dispute case and opening a dispute case is nothing but tracking of the disputes. A final one is a closing of the dispute case. How a dispute case can be closed, or whether it will get cleared automatically and all. With link to the business process, again we are going to do all these scenarios. There are n number of the scenarios we'll be doing that. This is end of the first module, that is called as disputes management system. Okay, let me start another module that is called as collections management system. As I told you, this is majorly related to proactive receivables management system, because this is one of the biggest challenge. You can ask me a question like, there is already a well-established tool in classic FI system that is called as dunning. Still, if it is there, it is established and it has been designed with various levels and various reasons, even though why a proactive collection management could be maintained in the system. You can ask me that question. But dunning is again, considering the trend or the changes in the current business operations, dunning has become outdated. It is only a mailing information. It's only a, again there are some charges, something else, these, that and everything there. Again, it is having, not giving much information. So business requires clean outline, that open item information for each and every customer wise. If they want to know partial payments, if any, for each and every information with respect to the collection management system, with respect to the customer open items, they need to maintain a new system. All these features that is not designed in the dunning is only a piece. So that if you are going to well-established, or SAP has been designed in an effective way to maintain proactive collections management, that is called proactive open item management, that is called as collections management system. Okay, come with me, what is there to see what is there inside of the collection management. The first one is purpose of the collection management and the business process of the collection management. Why a business, a collection management that has been designed. I gave you a short information to have a proactive collections, proactive receivables, to maintain proactive receivables. Or I told you like dunning is already been there, so that in addition to that there should be an added value to the business other than dunning system. In the sense, you can go for telephone dunning by using collection management system. Assume that our business is related to telecom, or assume that our business is going to we are working for a client called banking client. So for him, there in the credit card management department, it is a very big challenge for them to contact the business, to contact the customer for a specific payments, and the various collection specialist is going to be contact the customers. How they are going to get all this information? Earlier there are some web-based tools or some other tools, but now all this information that has been designed in the collection management system is only the purpose, or there any additional purposes? Yes, there are so many purposes. We can go one by one. We can discuss in detail in future in our further sessions. The next component we are going to discuss with related to the collections management in future is organization structure. If you understand the process of business process of the collection management system, so the mapping of the organization structure is a simple thing for us. So the understanding of the process is much important. As I told, this is to maintain proactive receivables. Based on that, our organization structure should get designed. How it needs to be designed, I'll explain in the next slide. The next one is configuration of collections in FSCM and integration with other modules in FSCM. One second. Sadiq, we just started. Hi Sadiq. We just started, we completed the previous dispute management and we are now into collections management. So you can refer the same after completion of this session with, by going to the recording. Here I am explaining about the collection management, overview of the collection management, which we are going to work in the next few weeks. The first one is purpose of the collection management and the business process of the collection management. And the next one is organization structure of the collections management. How your organization structure need to be maintained with respect to the business requirements. And the next one is a configuration of collection management system in FSCM and integration by maintaining the integration settings with the dispute management. How to do that? This is one part. And the next one is, and very important, is business partner. Even though it is accounting related part, for in FSCM module, the customer to the business is being called as business partners, and he's equal. He's the same person. He's the same contact person. Yes. Okay. Is the same person which we are going to see in the classic FIAR system. But there are some additional settings that you need to maintain. In the sense, suppose I am going to extract $1,000 with respect to customer or the business partner, Mr. X. How this information will get extracted to collection management system? Okay, that is how, anyway, some system settings will be there. That is fine, you can maintain. But the customer which you are going to create, the business partner which you are going to create in the collection management should be as same as the collection management. In the sense, in the classic FIAR system, we are talking about the customer, Mr. X, the business. The same customer should get created in our system, in our collection management system, with the same number X only. At the time only, you can maintain an effective collections management system. You can maintain collections management system. That can be done through master data synchronization. That is one of the major success of collection management system. Not only collection management system, master data synchronization is one of the key successive elements of FSCM module. If you understand this, that's it. So the majority of the master data and the business partner configuration is very comfortable to you. And the next one is business operations. What are the various business operations that are there in the collection management? Okay, let me touch the element of organization structure that is related to collections. And anyhow, you are going to post an invoice with specific to company code in classic FI system. In the sense, whatever the design you are going to do in the collection management, that should be with specific to company code. For that company code, we are going to maintain an equivalent element called collection segment. Whether the relationship is one-to-many or many-to-one or one-to-one, what is there? We'll discuss in future. And the next one is, I'm trying to, this is the structure actually, but I'm trying to give a high level information with respect to each of these elements. And come here. This is collection strategy. Collection strategy in the sense, so assume that there is a good business partner to the business, and you should not send any, you should not, I mean, if you don't encourage to have a collection specialist making a call from outside and for a specific payment, because he is paying in time. In such a situation, all the customer open items that are going to be generated in the collection management system for the purpose of follow-up with the specific rules. In the sense, if there is, if my open item is due is more than 20 days, more than, I mean, or my customer is having more than in some XN invoices, there are some rules you need to define in the system. That is called as collection rules. Collection rules will get linked with the basic rules that are standard in collection management system, and that collection rule and basic rule collectively assigned to collection strategy. Only basic information this is. Then how to do it in this system, I'll explain you in future. And the same wise collection group, by naming itself you can understand very easily, it is nothing but the person who is going to contact to the business partner. That is fine. But how to map the same thing in future in our system? Is there any specific thing, and how the system knows a person called Mr. L from this collection group is going to be contact a specific customer, specific business partner. In the sense, there should be an interlink in between collection group and collection segment and collection profile. What is the collection profile? Collection profile is the key element you are going to assign in the business partner master data. This is outline of collection management organization structure. Okay, let me go to the next slide called business part. How a business partner, because I told here business partner is one of the key element, and it is one of the key successive key factors for the success of financial supply chain management. So that how it is going to be done. He is the customer. If you are going to check the same customer in the classic FI area also, so you can see him with the same number also. But you are going to assign a specific role, whether it is a collection management related customer, or the dispute management related customer, or creditor management related customer, or treasury management related customer, by assigning a specific business role. One of the key element. And the next key element, collection profile. So in my previous slide, I given some information that collection profile is assigned with the collection segment, and the same collection profile is going to be linked to business partner here with this information. And collection segment in the sense, it is again having some linkage with the company code. How it is going to be done, I'll explain in future. Collection group, the specific, the person or a specific person from a specific group is going to be contact the business partner. That group is nothing but collection group. Okay. What is the major objective of the dispute management system? Technically to track with the dispute cases and to generation of the dispute case. Here also same thing. What is the major objective, or what is the major key area you are going to work with collection management? Is nothing but, oh, please. This is again a new term I'm trying to introduce you, and it is having a complete information with respect to business partner and the priority for with specific to that open item, and how much is the open outstanding amount with specific to each of the customer, and what is the amount that to be collected, and what is the promised in the sense, what is the promise, I'll explain in the next slide. And what has been broken, what is the link in between promised and just let me know. Okay, people can increase their system volume, you can keep the maximum here. So because since I am connected to the headset, so this is the information here, you can increase. So it gives you more volume. And I think for the rest of them it is fine, and people can who is having some volume issues as of now can follow my recording once it has been completed, and you can contact me immediately also or later also, not a problem. And what is the link in between promised item and a broken item? What is the link in between? Again, a dispute case with respect to the work list. With what is the link in between a dispute case and a collection management system? Is there any dunning has been done for that? Whether you are going to use both the systems? That is called as then the next one is is majorly into dunning information. Likewise, you can maintain various open items with respect to a specific customer. That is the over outline of the okay. Let me continue. Work list. Okay. I'm given you a brief information with respect to work list, and now how to work with this work list. Assignments, in the sense a specific work list is going to be assigned to a specific person. How to do that, and what is the link in between the assignments and the collection group, which I explained in my previous sessions. And what is the priority of this work list, and there is also other component called the disputed amount. So there are various components in this work list. Then coming to the next slide, that I have gone a bit deeper. If I gone a bit deeper, you can see a complete specific work list with related to a specific customer with under a particular segment. Here we are going to discuss in future various components called promise to pay, dispute cases, customer contacts, resubmissions. What is promise to pay? It is going to be tracked in the system. What is the link in between promise to pay and broken promise to pay? What is the meaning of resubmissions, and whether it is a manual maintenance issue or can be done manually maintained information or can be done automatically. And the next one is customer contacts. Here you can see the same information, or you can extract it from the master record, or you are going to maintain on your own. And the dispute cases, in the sense whether this work list will be tracking of the dispute cases, or a dispute case can be created newly also here itself. What could be a business reason a dispute case can be created? That is a high level information related to collections management. Coming to next one called credit management system. As already told, there is already a tool in classic FI system that is called as credit management system. But what is the reason why it is not reaching the business reason? Because again the same reason, there are so many changes in the business operations nowadays, and SAP again trying to reach the same, and there is a well-designed module called trade management in FSCM. As a overview, in future we are going to discuss with respect to credit management related to credit management item components. We are going to discuss. We'll be discussing about the entire overview of the credit management and what is the link in between, what is the difference in between classic FI AR system and FSCM, classic FI credit management system, and FSCM credit management system. If there is a difference, what is the difference and how you are going to utilize that additional features in FSCM module. What is the master data that you are going to maintain? Well, if the customer has already been maintained as a collection management related business partner, how the same person can also be maintained in the credit management system. And what do you mean by credit master? What is the link in between business partner and credit master? And what are all the various risk classes based on certain amount or the volume of the invoice? Likewise, how you are going to maintain in the system. And credit groups. This is also part of the credit management system. Then the next one is credit rules engine. What are the various credit rules that has been designed or the constructed or the customized in the system, and how these are going to be linked with the customer master data, and how the credit check will be done, what are all the credit events and the further actions for the purpose of release the sales invoice, what the system is going to do with the link to the workflow we are going to discuss. And the major important thing is reporting point. Reporting. So all this information, how it is being tracked to reporting, and how the business is utilizing these valid reports. There are so many reports, and we'll be discussing about the reporting information as well as the additional requirements, if any, how to do that we can discuss as part of this module. First one is, as part of the credit management master data, we are majorly discussing about credit profile, credit segments, and business partner setup. So again, we need to comparison here how it is need to be done in between collection management and credit management without affecting each of the module. That can be maintained parallelly or one-time item or single side item. How to do that? This is credit business partner setup and credit segments. I already explained in the previous module, that is called as collection segment and the collection profile. Again, in this module, I'm sorry, one second. All these you are going to collection credit, by the comparing or with the specific information. If it is not a comparison, what is the specific importance of each of the item with respect to the master data we are going to discuss, and how you are going to link with it in the business partner, how the segment related master data information can be maintained, and limit how to track in this, and what are the configuration settings that you have been done in your previous customization, so that has been tracked to the business partner. And credit scoring formula. So this is again, this is kind of validations and substitutions in our how you work on the validation substitutions. The same construction you are going to do here, credit scoring formula, I'll be explaining in the future. That is about financial supply chain management first part, which is having much interaction with classic FI system. Okay. Let me take a bit deeper, because comparing to the next to be discussed item, till the time we have been discussed, which more comfortable and more business operations. And even though there are some additional business practices which are not being covered in the classic FI system, and due to the changes in the business operations, as well as to cover modern finance business operations also. One second. For that, I got a call. So to cover with all these aspects, SAP again designed new modules in FSCM. If you are tracking all your cash related information, I mean to say that company need to track cash inflow and outflow, which represents of cash management, and the same excess funds of the company is going to be invested in somewhere else, or whether need to take a decision how these what is the inflow and what is the outflow, how need to be planned these liquidity information for the purpose of further investments, that is being tracked through cash management and liquidity forecasting. Okay, let me go to the next slide, that is called as in-house cash. What is the in-house cash and what it means? I think we have discussed for a few minutes back, right? Basic information. Let me give more information in in-house cash. The next one is treasury and risk management analysis. Let me go on. The first one is cash management and liquidity forecasting. Okay, let us discuss about financial management. Financial management in the sense for utilizing all the financial resources to be utilized effectively. For that there is an organized body called financial management, and one of the biggest challenge for this financial management is to maintain effective cash flow. Cash flow is again into inflow as well as outflow. How this is being balanced, and what is that is going to be impacted an inflow, and what is that is going to be impacted outflow. And for this information, how our liquidity, we are going to plan liquidity in the sense we are going to forecast our balances in terms of whether it is a short term or a long term or a mid term. How we are going to do that. And the next one is a business process. What is the business process in brief at least that we can do here, and I'll explain in my next slide in brief. The next one is configuration part. If you understand the previous, it is very easier to you to maintain configuration part and to do various business scenarios or the various reporting aspects. How we can work on that one. And the next one is integration with other modules. You can ask me like what are the other modules that has been integrated with the cash management system, because it's completely related to the cash. Since it is a cash, it is having a major integration for all those bank accounts, accounts receivables, accounts payables, every area wherever it is going to deal with the cash, it is going to be interaction with other modules also. How to do that? How to maintain the same thing in the system? Is there any planning levels or is there any source systems in FSCM module that has been designed for the purpose of the integration? That we will learn in future. Okay. As part of the overview in this completely, and what do you mean by cash management in the sense, we can say in short, might be it is all known to everybody, not only specific to FSCM, it is specific to the cash management, which is an analysis of inflow and outflow of the cash of the company. And cash position, how you are going to know the cash position with respect to the bank accounts, and how this information is tracked in FSCM system. For the tracking of these accounts, how you are going to maintain the customization in the FSCM system, that is called as cash position with the bank accounts, and a liquidity forecast for the mid-term and long-term investments, long-term planning, how the liquidity forecast is being done with respect to cash flow, and a liquidity analysis based on the additional account, available account information. It will happen with the integration of existing submodules, including general ledger. And final one is liquidity forecasting and reporting. How this is being done, how it is going to be used at the reporting, top management itself for the purpose of investing. Okay. As I told, for the purpose of inflow and outflow, there are 4 modules called GL, general ledger postings, and AR payment processes, AP payment processes, DRS uploads, which are collectively, we can say, like a review of liquidity item. What is the liquidity item and how it is going to be maintained as part of the configuration. We'll be discussing again, but we are going to review all this all this information with respect to the cash. And there are some designed programs in FSCM systems for FI documents, invoices, and bank statements for the purpose of execution of the liquidity items. Based on that, required reports will get generated, and if the adjustments are required, we can do the adjustments, or else we can do a direct comparison in between actual and forecast reports. This is a complete process of cash management and liquidity forecasting. Okay. The additional item I need to cover here is, if the adjustments are required, adjustment can be done manually, and after these adjustments, comparison will be done in between actual and forecast reports. This is the end of cash management. Okay, I'm coming to in-house cash. This is, I can say, one of the complicated module, and if you understand the business process first, it is very easier module. If you don't understand, and if we depend only on the customization, definitely this is a more complicated module among all other modules in FSCM, so that the understanding of the business process with respect to in-house cash is first criteria. Okay. What is in-house cash first? I am doing in successful SAP ERP. There is successful module called FI, and with the integration of the banking, we are going to make the payments, and after the payment run, automatic payment run, successfully all the ALA files that has been extracted and sent to the banker, and the banker will get clear the balances as part of the sending information, and the same statement that has been sent to client. But what is the additional information that you can have here? Additional advantage, in the sense, the in-house cash is also known as in-house banking or in-house cash center. You can define in-house cash center first. What is this? Why we are going to maintain in-house bank or in-house cash or in-house cash center? What is that? Why there is a business requirement will be there? What is the business requirement for that? The major business requirement is, assume that my company is having again the same 10 branches, and which is being dealt with, the headquarters is located in the Bangalore city, and the next one is my Bhubaneswar branch is in need of the additional funds, for which Bhubaneswar branch is going to be contacted the external bank for the purpose of the overdraft amount and for the purpose of their business operations, and for the external bank they are going to make the charges, they are going to pay the additional amount. Why should we pay? If there is but the thing is, for the Mysore branch we are having additional amounts, additional funds. Why can't we use the same thing internally? Why can't the same setting that can be done in the system and that can update the statements? First thing. Or else, if there is no sufficient funds in the branch X, and they're again going for the purpose of the payment, they're again going for the external banks. In such a situations, we can create, in the sense, instead of depending on the external bank called ICICI, IDB, whatever. So instead of depending on them, utilizing them only for the purpose of the business transactions, and for all the rest of the fund related adjustments that can be maintained in the system, that in-house cash that has been designed, that is the key success of the in-house cash. What are all the various components are there? Mean to say that all the business processes I am going to segregate in future in 3 types of the components. I'll explain you one by one, not a problem. And what is the business process? Without understanding the business process, the business process in the sense, the brief information I just given you, the detailed information we'll be having discussion in future. And the configuration, what is the configuration part that you can maintain, and what are the various business scenarios that you can work with. Okay, let me try to give you at least a basic ideology related to in-house cash. It will be helpful to us for our further discussions. Okay, let me start. I told that in-house cash center we need to maintain at the headquarter level. This is also called as in-house bank, and which has been created as a virtual bank. What is virtual bank? I'll come. I have so many subsidiaries, and for which in the subsidiary A, vendor has an invoice, and for the invoice in general what will be done? Payment that has been done from this side, or even though from the paying company is only one, on the paying company side, books will get updated automatically here only. I need to maintain the up-to-date bank statement information at the headquarters level as well as the subsidiary level, subsidiary A, B, on-time statements, how it can be possible here. So instead of paying directly from the paying bank, a payment order will be sent to the in-house cash center. And in-house cash center, transactions will get happens, whether it is an incoming payment or an outgoing payment. Incoming payments I'll come in the next slide or the next scenario discussion. Transactions will get happens in between in-house cash, and payment will be done to the vendor. Is this? Then what is the additional advantage? Statements will be sent to the in-house cash center, mean to say that headquarters from the external bank, and IHC bank statements will get updated at the subsidiary level and in-house cash center simultaneously. There should be no dependency for the subsidiaries from the headquarters. In the sense, there is no necessity to send an instruction for the bank statement, and they can have bank statement information with respect to all other subsidiaries. This is outline information, and I try to represent the entire in-house cash business process in a single slide. There are again mean to say that if you go a bit deeper, we can have more information also. I'll try to touch at least the high level information for today's overview session. What are the major components? I try to segregate the major components of this in-house cash into three parts. First is central payments, and intercompany payments, and central collections. What is central payments? In the sense, even the payment is related to whichever of the subsidiary, central payment will be done from the in-house cash center only. Even the payment is requested, payment order is generated by it will done based on the payment order, and based on the payment order this has been done. That is called as central payments. And the next one is intercompany payment. Intercompany payment in the sense, see here in this slide, subsidiary B is in need of the funds, and they don't go for the external banker, and the subsidiary A is having sufficient funds. So there is an intercompany invoice will have been generated, and bank statements will get adjusted as per the requirements through the in-house cash center. That is called as intercompany payments. The next one is central collections. So I have explained you by taking a scenario of payment. assume that how the process would be if it is related to incoming payment. In the sense, from a customer, I'm going to receive an amount, and generally customer will send the amount to the bank, which reflects in the client's business bank accounts. From here, generally bank statement will be updated to the respective subsidiary, but in SAP, in FSCM ISC, it will bank statement information will be sent to in-house cash. So all these scenarios will be working in future by taking one of the component. Okay, let me also try to make it comfortable for the system configuration, that what is required to do in the system. I can segregate, like we need to have an idea of banking terms, that is most of the terms that is related to bank master data, house bank, bank accounts, which you are going to maintain in the system. And setting up a virtual bank, what is the link in between in-house cash center that I explained it to you, and what is the meaning of the virtual bank with the comparison of in-house cash center, and how to do the configuration for that virtual banks. Is there any specific configuration setup in the system? Yes. And ALE configuration, how to do the ALE, standard ALE configuration you need to do in the system with respect to the in-house cash for the purpose of making payments or intercompany postings or incoming payments. And additional configuration related to general configuration, payment configuration related to payments, and configuration related to collections. These are the various components in system configuration. Now we are at the end of, not completely done, but we are at the last component of overview of FSCM. Treasury and risk management analysis. Business process wise applications are heavy, and even business, where there are so many opportunities or the investment instruments that has been available, and the business has to analyze which is the best one to get more yield to the company. What is yield? What is you mean by return? What is called as a risk? You need to compare how to calculate it. So these are all the information we are doing one by one. That is called as treasury and risk management analysis. Okay. In treasury management system, even though the subject wide it is very vast, I am going to segregate process wise, ideology wise, process wise, master data wise, configuration wise, and product type wise, various components that have been segregated for my comfort. And all these components we are going to discuss one by one from our further sessions. What is the first one? Conceptual discussion related to the investment market. First of all, with specific to the treasury management, we should have an idea of investment market. What is the investment market, and what are all the various instruments that has been available, that whether it has been short term or a spot or a long term, how the company can invest on that, how to calculate the return from that. That is, at least a basic ideology. This we are going to discuss irrespective of concepts in treasury management system, because to get more ideology on the investment market, then only my work will be easier to explain you the treasury management system. And the next one is, we'll be discussing about TRM system. TRM in the sense treasury management. And here we'll be discussing about what are the various concepts that we have discussed in the generic investment market, and how there is any related items in the TRM system. The next one is components of the TRM, in the sense what is money market, how it has been there in the system, what is foreign exchange, what is derivatives, what is a derivative, listed derivatives, or securities. So all the components you are going to discuss are only a component related to instruments, or whether it is also related to the risk analysis, that we are also going to do that. Risk analysis components also we'll be discussing. What is the various types of the components, I'll explain in the next slide. Then business process. For each of the component, we should know the business process. Then only we can have an understanding of the complete TRM module. So our major concentration on the first four in this module. If you understand our first four, then configuration part is very easier for us. Otherwise, it is again a blind thing. The next one is business partner setup. The business partner setup, I try to give a bit more information in the collection management system. But here in the treasury management system, also you can maintain a business partner. What is the relationship in between? In the treasury management system, again, you can define business partner like a person or an organization or a syndicate. Syndicate in the sense a group. So how to maintain different business partner? What is the configuration settings that is related to here only? But in the previous modules, we'll never touch the configuration part, that is except the master data synchronization. So we'll never touch that additional settings. But here, because the concept wise, the business process wise, since we'll be discussing, so business partner setup we'll be doing as part of the configuration. And the next one is postings in the TRM with respect to each of the market instrument. What is the each market instrument and what are the various postings that you need to do from the business side. Then is there any month-end process will get applicable for one of your instrument? What is that, and how to do the final settlements, and finally how you can do the risk analysis. All these components we are discussing. So it is taking almost all 60%, or I can say 50%, 55% of the time consuming to complete treasury and risk management system. Okay, as I told, the first two I'll complete whenever we'll start the treasury management system. The component, I'll try to give a bit information. I'll try to introduce you these information related to the components. What is that? TRM components. I segregated like TRM components as well as risk analyzer. In the TRM components, there are four major components. Money market, which is targeted at the short-term investments, that is the market for the short-term investments and fixed deposits, e-commercial papers, and various instruments that is available in the market, money market. And the next one is foreign exchange, how to deal with the various currencies, how to maintain, how to purchase, and how a spot kind of that. It is again into the spot kind. Sorry. So that and all, that information that is being covered under the foreign exchange. The next one is equity related information. We are going to learn about securities, and then derivatives. What is the derivatives? How you are going to invest, how the company is going to be invest on the derivatives, how to track that all the scenarios in our SAP DRM system, and for the tracking of all these scenarios, what is the configuration you need to do, and for the purpose of the configuration, how you need to understand the business requirement first. So all this information we are going to learn one by one. And in the derivatives, there is again called as listed derivatives and OTC derivatives. What is the listed derivatives? Which is under the, which has been registered, which has not been not registered, and what is OTC derivatives? What is the difference in between these two derivatives, and what is the comparison? What is the product variations will be done? So that and all we'll be discussing in our future sessions. Yes, this and all related to components. Coming to the risk part, I'm going to discuss about three risk parts. First one is a basic risk analyzer, and the next one is market risk analyzer, and the final one is portfolio analyzer. What do you mean by the portfolio? What is the link in between maintenance of your various instruments and how to link the same thing to the portfolio? That and all will cover under risk analysis. This is one slide preparation for that covers all the components. So to complete this itself, it will take more than 1 month for us. Okay, let me go a bit deep because yeah, I'll try to give a bit more information, not a deep but a high level, but one by one. What is organization structure? This is mean to say that to maintain an effective organization structure, you should have an idea of each of the element with respect to instrument category, whether it is money market, foreign exchange, derivatives or securities. You should have an idea on the condition types, condition groups, whether it is standard or the system defined or the you need to maintain on your own, or what is the mean by product type, what is the link in between product type and the product category, what are the transaction types, whether it is related to borrowing or the investment, or the transaction category again, whether it is a purchase or a sale or an open transaction or a closed transaction, and what do you mean by flow type, how the tolerance that has been maintained here itself, how the interest will be tracked, and what are the update types that is need to be maintained in the system. What is the mean by the update types? This information you need to maintain for each and every instrument category. And for this information, based on this information only, transactions will be successful. Transaction posting will be successful. Once you go in deeper, once you will be there in that configuration part, I'll explain you what is what, and by taking a requirement so that it will be easier for you. And the business process. So to complete the business process for all these instrument categories, it is not possible in the 2-hour session for us. So that is the reason why what I can take, I'll take an example related to money market, and I'll try to do end-to-end business process for a specific instrument. The same process will be that will take for the further applications and will be working in our future perspective. What is the business? I am taking an example here like a fixed deposit because it is most comfortable as well as will be easier. Might be majority of us having an idea on the fixed deposit, but the thing is how to maintain end-to-end process in the system is the biggest challenge as an FSCM consultant. Okay. For that, business partner setup. About the business partner setup, I given you a brief information while we are having a discussion on the overview of the TRM. After that, system will go for the master agreement with whom we, in the sense, business client is maintaining a business agreement. What are the terms will be mentioned over here? Is there any terms with relate to the amount or the period or the backend settings? Is any backend settings are required? Yes. We'll work one by one. And then this is the process first of all. Step by step process. Mean to say that after then a fixed deposit will be created in the system as a front end application. Okay. Fixed deposit has been created. Then what? Then again the next process is settlement. Settlement in the sense you are going to mention, if you mean to say that I am going to invest a fixed deposit of 1 year on the amount of $10,000 from my company. So unless and until I do the settlement, that cannot be released for the purpose of for the postings. So if you want to do a postings against a specific fixed deposit, we are going to learn about settlements and we are going to maintain a settlement and the correspondence monitor, how to do this monitor, and is there any backend settings that has been required over here, we'll be discussing. On the counter confirmation, is there any confirmation that is to be required from the counterparty side? if it is required, who is this counterparty, how the confirmation that has been derived as part of the transaction posting. And this fixed deposit, if you go to the release process, then only it is applicable, then only, after then only postings will be done in the system. If you do the settlement, it is available for the postings. Mean to say that end-to-end structural representation here in settlement. Then post flow. What is the flow? And which will gives an end-to-end information with respect to your fixed deposit, and what is the investment that has been done, what is the monthly interest return, or what is the maturity return, or if you are going to charge monthly interest, or if you are going to charge the interest at the maturity of the product. All this information you can track through the post flow. And there is also some other facility. You can go for the reversal of your posted document. How to do that? That is a part of the next process. Then after month-end activities, is there any month-end activities in terms of the accrual interest calculations? Or is there any some other monthly process that is linked with fixed deposits? We are going to learn as part of this process. And then maturity of the fixed deposit means that the time lapse, the maturity of your fixed deposit or your instrument will take place at the time, and accounting will get affected, and you need the calculated amount in our system should get tallied with the receiving amount. That is the challenge. And if there is any tax related postings related to the interest item, how that is need to be tracked. All this information we are going to learn as per this process. The next one is renewal of the fixed deposit. What is the necessity to go for an instrument to get renewed, and how to maintain the same in the system. Or premature settlement. If you are going for a premature settlement, is there any charges will get taken place from the business partner side? And if you want to go for the premature settlement, what is the posting kind you need to do in the system? That is the complete overview of business process related to treasury management system by taking an example of fixed deposit. The process will be learning the same process you need to do. Not only this is related to money market, then the same process you need to do for the foreign exchange and securities and derivatives. In the derivatives, listed and OTC derivatives. Then only you come to end of the business process or the scenarios of the treasury management system. And risk analysis will be doing, as I told you, basic risk analyzer, portfolio analyzer, and market data analyzer. So based on that, we'll be discussing, and the related reporting information we'll be discussing in our further sessions. This is the end of the FSCM overview, and by the next session we are going to start about dispute management system by the next week morning at 10 a.m. This is for today. Thank you. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, Lila.
Venu, with this we have completed overview of the dispute, FSCM with respect to all the modules, Venu.
Okay.
Okay. So if you have any queries with respect, yep. Yeah.
Yeah, Venu. Yeah, Leela, Shrikant is it.
Yeah, Shrikant.
Yeah, the overview was good, and we could get some hands-on what we said, details of the overview of all the FSCM modules.
Yeah. I mean,
At this point,
yeah, please tell me.
at this point, I don't have any big queries because we are not yet deep into the subject.
Okay.
So, hope this knowledge will try to carry forward till the next session.
Yes.
Can you just send us the recording so that we can once again try to recollect all the details and
Okay. You can go through this recording, as well as one of the additional thing we can do, like before starting the each and every module, I'll send you the soft copy of that specific module. You can go through that. By the time we are going to start with a specific module, you feel very comfortable for the learning. So this is our plan. And today's session, it is completely high level information, but I just try to take you a bit deeper also, so that when I start, because all these functionalities are new to us, even though we are having we have been working as an FI consultant since for a long time, but there are again some challenges for us to understand this process. That's why even somewhere else, some of the topics in terms of in-house bank and in-house cash and treasury, I go on a bit deeper. Okay, any other queries from, any other queries from any one of you, like Mahinder, Raghu, Sadiq? Sadiq? Okay, so
Leela.
yeah, Venu.
We are meeting on Saturday 10 o'clock, right?
Yes, 10 o'clock, and from the next week onwards, the timings are fixed 10 to 12:30, and Sunday is also 10 to 12:30. That is fixed timings.
Okay.
Okay, what?